And now on Nights with Steve Price from the 50-Up Club, Christopher Zinn.
Indeed, we've talked a lot tonight already about tax and superannuation and what bastards governments are and how they're trying to stick their hand in your bloody pocket all the time. I'm still filthy about that, and I'm going to stay filthy until we can convince them not to fiddle with superannuation. But let's talk about a loyalty tax. On the line from the 50-Up Club, as he is each Thursday night, is Christopher Zinn. How are you, Christopher?
Yes, I'm very well, thank you, Stephen. Yeah, smarting over super as well.
Oh, you catch me in a cranky mood. They force you by government regulation since 1993 to put 9%, your employer to put 9% of your take-home pay in a box that you can't touch till you're too old to use it, and now they want to raid it.
Well, look, we've got to make a fuss about it. It's as simple as that. And, you know, there are organisations, consumer organisations for older Australians, but unless we really make a big fuss, then I'm afraid we're going to lose
anytime the
this one.
50-Up Club needs me to make a noise about that and about superannuation, you just ring me up. I'm happy to do it anytime you want.
Okay, well, we'll light the touch paper when the time is right.
Good man. Now tell me, the 50-Up Club has developed this term loyalty tax. Now what this really is, if I've got it right, is this is the notion that don't just be lazy and stick with the bank you've had for your whole life, the electricity provider, the water, all that stuff. Look at it sensibly and if need be, make a change.
Yeah, because, you know, as the economists say, there's a lot of money on the table, actually about $11 billion. That's the savings Australians could achieve if they all switched to lower price providers for those sort of essential services. Now, not all of them are not going to, but, you know, I'd be happy to have my share of $11 billion. It's not going to be that much, but it can be significant. We're talking literally about $3,000 for the average household if they move to better home loan, cheap groceries, better insurance, better telcos, and those kind of things. And in some of those areas, it's actually quite quick and easy to compare and to switch. Interestingly,
you guys have set up what you've called the test. It's a test called the loyalty tax test. How long does it take to do, and how does that work?
It should take you about 5 minutes to do it. It will tell us a little bit about where the members are at. So I would encourage people to go to 50upclub.com.au to have a go. But more importantly, I think it'll give you an idea of how much loyalty tax you might be paying, and I'd be prepared for a shock because the other thing about the loyalty tax, it's invisible. It really is, again, what's called an opportunity cost. It's what you're missing out on, and it's something you might not even be aware of. But once you're aware of, then there is the incentive to actually cash in your chips, as it were, and where it makes sense for you, move to a better offer. So loyalty is a much abused word in terms of many industries, and they have loyalty cards and give you loyalty. I think we need to be loyal to ourselves as consumers and get a good product at a good price.
You've put a figure on what could be the average potential saving for a typical household that did some switching around. What's that number?
That's $3,300, and that's if you moved home loan, credit card, home and contents insurance, energy, grocery and internet or mobile provider. So look, I mean, that's a fairly average figure, but look, that's a year, nearly $3,500. I reckon to switch all those things wouldn't take you, you know, if I could say that was 2 to 3 days work spread over a couple of weeks. That's pretty well paid days work, don't get that much. And again, if that kind of is a gift that keeps giving year by year, I think that's a pretty good investment of anyone's time. So I wouldn't expect everyone to switch all of the things all at once. But certainly if you haven't, do it, because part of the problem, particularly for older Australians, is that for every decade older you are, you're 11% less likely to switch. So you're more rusted on. So really, let's try and break that particular statistic and make the every decade you're 10% or 20% more likely to switch. I think if that happened, it would certainly put the cat among the pigeons of many insurers and other providers who really rely on loyal older customers who've stuck by them for years, paying over the top dollar while they're giving introductory offers and much better deals to try and acquire new business as opposed to retain existing business. So we've had loyalty thrown in our face. I think we need to give them a bit of a go themselves.
Yeah, it's a very good point. I mean, I am in the 50 Up Club and I am over 50, but if I think, and I haven't got my wallet in front of me, but if I go through the cards I have simply in my wallet, I know for a fact that I've been with the Commonwealth Bank since I was a kid because my old man gave me a tin to put coins in. So, you know, that's probably 55 years. I've been in the same frequent flyer club with Qantas probably since the early 90s. I've never switched insurance companies. So,
well, it's not to say that you're not getting good deal from them, but I would just with insurers, it's worth checking out another because you would be surprised because, you know, the price can vary considerably as to how they rate the risk or your house or your car or whatever. And, you know, I just found, I think I mentioned the other day, you know, changing my insurance so I could have an L-plate driver on it actually was about $600 a year less. It didn't cost more. It actually cost less through having to move to a different provider.
Yeah, I'll do the test. I'll let you know how I go. Thanks for talking to us as usual on a Thursday.
Steve.
Christopher's